Hi, Charles. This is Lee Gerstmann and Charles Traynor on the Lee Gerstmann Show with Charles Traynor. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. We're being very clinical. I want to say hi to the fans out there, the massive fans of Lee Gerstmann Show, and I'm very proud Ed McMahon to Lee's Johnny Carson. So what are we doing today on the show, Lee?
We're doing a guy named Roderick Falconer, and we're doing his album New Nation.
Roderick Falconer, New Nation.
Yeah.
I had no clue who this guy was.
Yeah, I
kind of like some other guy.
Yeah. A guy who, well, I mean, I had the Rolling Stone record guide, and when I had this album, I looked him up and I realized that he did an album under the name Rod Taylor, who we reviewed.
No.
And then so I thought, well, it would be interesting if I had you do both albums, and then I could surprise you by telling you that we're doing the same guy, but you found out.
Yeah, damn it. I mean, when I looked up Rod Taylor, because of the good folks at Apple Music, they said he was a reggae artist from Kingston, Jamaica, and that was not the case, obviously.
Did you find out when you looked him up? Did you find his real page at first?
No, I didn't have to look up anything. On Rod Taylor, on the album, it said it was a reggae album.
No, what I'm talking about when you were trying to find Rod.
No, I had to look for about 7 minutes.
Oh.
Because that's how good I am. And I found out that, well, they list on his Wikipedia page, which is ironically Roderick Falconer, not Rod Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
You look, but they have his albums listed as Rod Taylor, then this. I was like, okay. He's a writer. He's a poet. He didn't really say. He's really known as a poet who decided to also do rock and roll music as well. The previous album I was called country folkish.
Yeah.
Mainly better than the Eagles prior to, Heartbreak Night, Hotel California Eagles, the country Eagles stuff.
Yeah.
Mainly better than that because of the lyrics. But, he went with a whole new name. And, of course, I think Lee found this album probably on your own because of Rolling Stones.
Well, I found it out on my own. Then I found out. Then I looked him up on Rolling Stone.
So, but you know me, so I had to look into it. It's the same guy. And, I really enjoyed that Rod Taylor album.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. So,
and I figured that it would be interesting if we had, see what you think of the difference.
And if I would have picked up on it. I might have or might not have.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
His voice does kind of sound similar. So if you heard it, you might have thought, well, does this sound like someone?
Oh, he sounds similar to some other people. But
okay.
Yeah, sure. But it's Roderick Falconer, a.k.a. Rod Taylor.
Yeah.
His second album, New Nation. I have no clue who else is on it. It's probably the incomparable fucking, I don't know, on guitar and good shit on drums. I have no clue who was on it.
Yeah.
The previous album had like people like Joni Mitchell, people like that on it. I don't know about this one because it's a whole different style. But let's go ahead, Lee, and get into it.
Who wants to start?
I'll go first.
Okay. What do you think of the first, and the album is New Nation. What do you think of New Nation, the song?
Well, this is rather interesting, being this is Rod Taylor. This song has more of a pure rock feel already than a lot of the Rod Taylor record. It also reminds me of David Bowie doing like 50s style rock. His vocals are similar on this one to Bowie and also Ian Hunter. I hear a bit here. This came out a bit after his debut album, so have a Mata Hoople Bowie type thing. I guess that's what he was going for. Sounds okay, but I'm not sure why he just decided to go this route.
Are you doing the last song first?
No, This Is Your Life.
All right, sorry. No, the first song is New Nation.
Oh my goodness!
Sorry, because all right, I'm sorry, but if you want, we can go backwards.
No, I'll go to New Nation. It wasn't backwards, folks.
Oh,
I misinterpreted what we were talking about earlier. Yeah. YouTube has it completely backwards. Yeah. Anyway, New Nation.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the hell is going on here at all. It starts off with some odd spoken word that is heavily modulated. It's supposed to tell some grand story, I guess. I give the song for credit, trying to be something different and fresh, but it really wasn't. Groups like ELO and the aforementioned Mata Hoople, because I did it the other way, and even Bowie had this done better. And it's also a silly instrumental and not a great one. This was a rather lopsided album, so whatever. I don't like this song. Go ahead.
Okay, but this is like another version of Elton John's Funeral for a Friend, and it's quite good. I like it. It's one of the better tracks on the album. The beginning spoken part sounds like a menacing, moody blues narrative. It's interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, then again, you like the Eagles. Anyway, but then again, so do I. Anyway, the next song played again. This sounds like David Bowie trying to imitate John Lennon. And musically, it sounds like that too. And it is successful. It's a good song, and once in a while it's nice to hear it. I might not want to hear it all the time, but once in a while is cool. It's one of the better songs on the album. What do you think?
You're saying David Bowie, and I'm saying, man, we should have linked this dude up with Ian Hunter. Because I swear it's as if he wanted to not only meet him, but to sound like him. And I assure you, Hunter is better than this. Musically, this is interesting, but the vocals are just not doing it for me. And that is unfortunate, because I don't like Joe's song called vocals. And also, the song is pretty boring. All right.
Oh, boy. What do you think of Stand By Me?
And in the blind squirrel can find a nut every now and then category, we get an actual kick-ass rock song here. Probably the best rock song I've heard from him. Folks, bear in mind, YouTube was backwards, so I heard this third from last, not third. And period, I'm shocked that this guy had it in him at this point of the album, even though it's the third song. It's an original song, not a cover. I would put it under Oasis, Stand By Me, but it's maybe better than the original. This one is easily the best track on the album. And gosh, I hope there are better than this. I don't know that there will be, but this song is the best one I've heard. Go ahead, Lee.
I put this has a Mata Hoople vibe to it. Not Ian Hunter so much, but maybe the period of the group after he left. It's the rockingest song on here, and it's the best for that reason. I dig it. Pretty cool. Now for Time Will Tell. This has somewhat of a Ziggy Stardust vibe, as far as I'm concerned. I like it somewhat. It's well written and one of the few songs I'd listen to again for enjoyment. It's decent. What do you think?
Well, now he's getting all hip. This one was about the most original sounding song I've heard, both from the vocals and the music itself. The production on it is really cool. Lots of effects on the vocals and some Gary Wright-esque keyboards in this one.
Huh.
Again, not the greatest song of all time, but in this album, it's in the positive category.
All right. What do you think of I Don't Think Your Love Can Save Me?
they get a ballad here, and he does pull it off, I must admit, because it seems to be him, not David Bowie or Ian Hunter. He's not trying to be someone else, at least vocally. I mean, it fits in with any of the big schmaltzy ballads of the 70s or in that style, but I like a lot of those schmaltz fetzes. And based off it, it does sound like him, not trying to be someone else, and this was an enjoyable one. The Carpenters did the style better with a better singer, but this will do for me.
I put this is sort of like an Elton John ballad, a little better than Elton John. Not great enough where I'd run to listen to it again, but I wouldn't run from it either. It's all right. Now for Baby Doll. Okay, this has a David Bowie vibe to it, and it's a well-written song, but a bit campy. And even though that doesn't take away from what is okay about it, it does sound a bit pretentious. Still, I'd listen to this once in a while if someone paid me to do it. I don't dislike it too much. What do you think?
I don't get Bowie because for some reason this one sounds like you trying to do a John Lennon in that era. And why is he mimicking so many other artists? I don't get that. At least he does get drowned out a little bit by the backing vocalist in the chorus. Maybe he's trying to do the Ruddles. I'm not sure. It kind of sounds like a Ruddles song. Everything here is pretty much a mimic of Lennon and not near as good.
What do you think of Born Too Late?
I was mentioning radio because I did this backwards because of YouTube. But oh wow, he really went back to the previous style here. We get some clarinet. I think I meant previous to his previous album, honestly. Not this album, but his previous one. We get some clarinet, even though the style isn't exactly that country style. It would fit into the record a lot more, that record. So this must be a bridge track between those styles, or at least that's how I hear it. And you get some spoken word, whatever. It does have that ragtime feel, but slight. So I did enjoy this one, actually. Excellent performances from the backing band. And it does have a touch of corny here and there, but overall it's more the style from him that I enjoyed. And I enjoyed Born Too Late.
Okay, I put, this sounds somewhat like an Ian Hunter solo song. It's a bit slow, but it works enough, and I don't mind it. Oh boy, I bet you're laughing because you think, boy, is that so totally off. Anyway,
maybe.
Yeah, well, anyway, now for radio. This has a slight moody blues feel, like it could have replaced one of the less interesting songs on A Question of Balance. I like it. It has an eerie edge that's cool. What do you think?
Get some acoustic chill out, and I enjoyed these songs on this previous album, and I have to say it's no different here. This is the style that is more his thing for me. It even has a similar flavor to the more country rock sound he does well. Drums are excellent here, great production on them as well. Now this is a good song that sounds like Rod. Good track here.
All right, what do you think of Where Are They Now?
Well, man, this dude was massively impressed by David Bowie because this is pretty much straight hero worship of Bowie, to my ears. The song itself sounds like Bowie doing Warren Zevon. It isn't without all merit, has a haunting guitar solo, and the playing line is really good overall, and very imaginative lyrics. But why copy an established artist of the day when you're trying to do your own thing? I think he could have done his own thing a little more, and it would have been better.
Okay, I like this one. It sort of has a Procol Harum element in it, like during the Grand Hotel period. A bit serious sounding, but that doesn't detract from it. I think it's one of the better tracks on here. Okay, now for Public Enemy. Okay, this is like someone wanting to rewrite all the young dudes but added the beginning part of Great Expectations, which shows the person could have used better judgment on the beginning part. It's an okay song, but a bit long and slow. Not one I'd voluntarily listen to again for enjoyment. Maybe for research purposes, but not enjoyment. What do you think?
Well, oh man, I mean, immediately I thought only Kiss's Great Expectations ripped off Beethoven's Piano Sonata 8 in C minor. Wow, that's impressive. I knew all that. I mean,
Yeah.
but we get it here too, for sure. And I'm going to say this was just a happy accident. As hell, Gene Simmons and Bob Ezrin may have ripped this one off. I don't know. It came out the same year. I don't. But this is somewhat better than Great Expectations, by the way, just somewhat.
Yeah.
I like Great Expectations. I'm a weirdo.
I don't, but this is better.
But it's somewhat better, by the way. This has more in common with his Rod Taylor album, but in a pure rock vein based on Beethoven. So it's odd and an understatement. Lyrics are good, it's nifty guitar, and it doesn't seem like a Mott the Hoople ripoff to me. A Kiss ripoff maybe, but not Mott the Hoople. So we're doing better here, but it's not phenomenal. And now it's the last track, which I had first.
Yep. This Is Your Life. What do you think of it?
Well, it's rather interesting being it's Rod Taylor. The song has more of a pure rock feel than the Rod Taylor record. It also reminds me of David Bowie doing like 50s style rock. His vocals are similar to Bowie's on this, but also Ian Hunter, I hear a bit here. This came out a bit after his debut, obviously, so it was a few years later and from 73, so it's got a Mott the Hoople Bowie type thing, and I guess that's what he was going for. The song is okay, but I'm not sure why he decided to go that route. His original style, maybe it was too boring for him. It wasn't for me. I would stick with Mott or Bowie in this vein of type of song, as it's pretty much an imitation of that.
Okay, this is an okay song. It rocks enough and I don't dislike it, but it sounds a little bit like he's trying to imitate Bob Dylan or Ian Hunter vocally. But definitely it's more of the Ian Hunter vibe with the music. It's like a second-rate Mott the Hoople song, but not a bad one. It's fine. Okay. So there you go.
So I like Rod Taylor better than this.
Yeah. And he did about maybe 5 or 6 more albums under the Roderick Falconer name.
And were they like continuous David Bowie Mott the Hoople ripoffs?
I only heard maybe 1 or 2 songs, and they seemed like maybe some was, and maybe a couple of songs weren't. So it sounded like he didn't completely ignore the Rod Taylor thing on maybe a song or 2, but he continued with this. From what but I only sampled about 1 or 2 songs, or 3 or 4 at the most.
Well, perhaps he's just found his muse, and David Bowie and Mott the Hoople were kind of like connected anyway. I mean, All the Young Dudes was basically a David Bowie song.
He didn't write it.
But his stuff that was better than the Eagles, I would have went that route, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. But it wasn't horrible. Not the worst thing we've ever done on Lee Gershwin's show.
Yeah, and then you know how the difference between how he looked. Did you see that? Yeah. Isn't that out there?
Yeah, didn't look like Kenny Loggins anymore.
Yeah.
So
he looked like Anna Mant.
A little bit.
Kind of.
Bit. Now he looks like a deranged Lou Reed.
Yeah.
So, but you can take an English class from him if you want. You can afford it.
If I can. I might have him sign not an album, but a printed out copy of our review.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Okay.
I mean, it was still fun as always. And,
Thank you.
Rod Taylor, I'm hoping we can find more of his and not Roderick. But I doubt.
I hear you.
No.
Okay. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
But yeah, I gotta make dinner and read it.